in for Jalen. Start with Kelly.
Hey, Jalen.
Hey.
As far as your first start was Texas A&M, and now you're getting to go play them on the road. In what ways do you think you've grown from that first start and up until now?
Yeah, I think experience is the best teacher for sure. I've definitely learned a lot of football with more game experience. Also, just being around Coach Saban and Coach Reese, I've just learned a lot of football. I'm steadily growing. I'm not a finished product at all, and I'm steadily learning and growing. To this day. But I will say that from that moment, I just use it as just a vehicle to where I'm at now, just learning and growing as much as possible.
Matt.
Hi, John. A two-parter here. How you feel about being back in Texas to play a game, and for fans who are staying or passing through the Houston area on the way there, you got any restaurant recommendations or things to do?
Yeah, I will say Texas is a great place. That's where I was raised and born and raised. I'm from Texas, love Texas. But I will have a lot of family there. But it's going to be a great game, great atmosphere down in Texas. We have a challenge this week. A big opponent. They have a great defense, great offense. So we're excited. We have to prepare as much as possible, and we're just trying to get grow every single day this week. And there's a lot of food options in Texas, so anybody stop in Texas, they'll get a lot of good food options.
On the right for Charlie.
Hey, Jalen. Coach Saban talked about the snaps being a consistent issue. Is that something maybe you and Seth spend some extra time trying to clean up and work on in practice?
Yeah, I take full ownership of that. I should be more vocal, more louder, so it allows the snaps to be on point. So I take full ownership of that. Going to Mississippi State was a loud environment, and it took me being more vocal and in some points in the game. So that's definitely something me and Seth are going to get together about. And it's not something to worry about. We're going to build and grow from it and learn from it.
In the back with Brent.
Talking about the volume, this one's going to be even louder probably than how are you guys preparing for that? I know you've been in that stadium before, but now you're going to be the starter.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be loud. It's going to take preparation throughout the week for us, for sure. We'll come ready. By Saturday, we'll have a plan to attack that. And it's just going to be a challenge for us, for sure. Playing this tough opponent, playing this environment, one of the best in the country. So we're excited for the challenge, but the biggest thing we got to do is prepare for that moment.
The left for Joe.
Joe, in the last couple of weeks, you've hung in the pocket a little bit more and been able to deliver the ball even after movement and scrambling. What's been the key for you to settle and move to throw rather than move to run?
I think what's key to all that is trust. Trusting the offensive line, trusting the game plan, trust as much as possible. It also just comes from preparation as well. Just knowing that the offensive line doing their job, and I can believe in them in any point of the game. And I think that's very key. To play the game, play the position. It's just having trust and confidence. I had full confidence in the guys up front, so it allowed me to succeed in areas where it came to in the passing game.
Austin.
Yeah, Jalen, on that 53-yard touchdown run, you run through two defenders. And it seems like once you got inside the 5, you might have slowed down a little bit.
Yeah.
You kind of fell into the end zone. Were you getting tired by the end of the run?
I ain't gonna lie, once I passed the second level, I thought I was out of there, but the boy was coming. Yeah, he finished, I didn't.
Up front with Jones.
You were a lot better on your intermediate passing against Mississippi State. Do you feel like you're seeing the field a little bit more? You mentioned your trust and your comfortability.
I think like I said, it just comes from preparation throughout the week and just meeting with Coach Reese and absorbing information from Coach Saban as well. While we practice during the week, it's key just to understand the game plan. Just understand what are some tendencies their opponent's going to give us, and I thought that was key. I thought that just learning and growing throughout the game. When I was not on the sideline, without the series and stuff like that, it was key to just hear and absorb the information I was getting. So I think that factored into our success this weekend.
In the back with Cody.
Are you feeling more comfortable using your legs as a weapon, either as running or maybe trying to draw the defense forward to maybe open up receivers downfield?
Yeah, my intent at playing quarterback is to be a point guard and do whatever the task at hand provides, whether it's running or passing. But I think there's a lot of elements to the game that allow us to succeed in one area. Whether it's Jace running the ball, Rodell running the ball, whether it's the quarterback, whoever's in, throwing the ball. I think there's a lot of elements that factor in success on the drive, and I think it's just like many things that factor into moving the football. So whatever chance I have to do so, I'll try to do that. And another thing too is just trusting in Coach Reese, for our game plan and understanding and comprehending it.
We'll have Katie.
Hey Jalen, when we just talked to Dallas, he said that the outside linebackers are the best group or the best room. What's your take on that? And then what have you seen from their ability to find the end zone the last 2 seasons?
Yeah, those guys are talented for sure. They bring it throughout the week, and it helps us a lot. Having a great defense that we have, and it allows us to grow as an offense. That group is very talented, and the whole room as a whole. Going from the veterans in the group down to the freshmen, they're all good, and they gave us a good look during the week. And those guys are definitely dogs, and they bring it every day. And what I see on Saturday is no surprise at all.
Charlie.
You looked Amari Niblack sway quite a bit this past week. Just what kind of weapon is he for the offense, and what kind of progress, I guess, have you seen from him?
Yeah, Amari has great talent. He's a tight end, but he has receiver makeup. As far as how he runs routes, as far as how he operates on the field, and he's a big element to our offense. He plays hard. He's a big target for us, and then also what people miss is just how hard he works. During the week, he prepares very hard. He practices very hard, and he's very attention to detail, very very much. So, to a lot of things that factor into Saturday come through his preparation through the off season and now.
2 more. Hey, Kelly.
Yeah, just to go back to that A&M game one more time from last year. The turnovers in the first half, but you didn't have any in the second. What did that game teach you about? I think the term is flushing it and moving on to the next snap, the next half, the next game.
Yeah, all the things that happened during that game, I don't take anything for granted, and I also wouldn't change anything. That game was definitely a learning moment for me, and it allowed me to grow so much as a football player. I can only build for any moment, whether it's good or bad. And another thing is just turning any weaknesses to a strength and making any strength even stronger. So any area that I might have messed up in that game, I take full ownership of it, and I just continuously just want to work hard, and just be the best version I can for myself and for the football team. And so I just want to grow and build, and I definitely can build it from that game for sure.
Last one, Cody.
It seems like there's been a lot of receivers that have gotten a lot of snaps through the first 5 weeks. What have you seen from that room in terms of just progress?
Yeah. Number one thing I can speak on that room is they gel together. That room definitely have a family environment. Those guys are pushing each other every day, and no matter what receiver it is in the room, they're supportive of each other. A great camaraderie in the room, and also they work hard during the week. All those guys in the room are a key element for our offense. They play very hard, very fast, explosive, and they're going to make a big play for us this year. So our room does a very very good job, and I'm excited for what's ahead in the future.
Thanks, Jalen.
Hey, so living at both places, is it pulled pork sandwich or brisket sandwich?
Brisket. Yeah, brisket. I'm a barbecue Tex-Mex. Oh, but you gotta go drink a lot.
How much is it going to be to play out there?
I mean, it's a very large stadium, of course, with the 12th man being present at all times. But, it's a toxic environment, very tough environment to play in. But, as long as we have the mental focus and the right mindset going into the game, everything will be straight.
Hey, Kelly.
Hey, Dallas, I think you mentioned in fall camp about how your conversations with Will Anderson, he talked about just, hey, relax and be comfortable and be confident kind of thing. In what ways do you think you've seen just maybe that taking that pressure off yourself has helped you this season?
I mean, I feel like I always try and go into a game with no pressure. But, of course, in the beginning of the season, there's going to be some type of anxiety or something like that. But, it's just got to go out there and have fun with your guys for real, just to go out there and just have fun, run around and just make plays, and laugh on me and my teammates, we laugh on the field all the time, crack jokes on the sideline, but, it's never anxiety on the sideline no more, so.
Back with Brian.
So much of this season is adversity up and down. What's the confidence level of this defense now? It seems like you guys are really starting to click at the right time.
I mean, I feel like more importantly as a defense, we are starting to come together a lot more, start to bond and, play for each other instead of playing for ourselves. But, it's a lot of good things starting to happen, and a lot of good things starting to come together as well as a defense, so.
On the
Coach Saban just talked about Jeremiah Alexander, moving to inside backer. Just what have you seen from him and working with him with the outside guys?
I mean, I've been around Jeremiah since he's been here and before he got here. But, he's a very smart football player, very invest his time into, being here at the facility, and just understanding the playbook. He's starting to have to change about playing inside linebacker now and stuff with Deontay being down. But, I have no doubt in my mind that he'll fail those needs and stuff like that. But, I feel like it'll be a good fit for him as well. So, just to show out the versatility.
Kind of on that, as an edge rusher yourself, can you imagine yourself moving to inside linebacker? And what do you think the challenges of that would be?
I mean, I'm an athlete, so I feel like it wouldn't be no problem. So, I feel I'm smart enough to do to show my versatility and step back and play off the ball. So, but just football.
Katie.
What was Braz's pick six kind of like from your vantage point? And then, he had the pick six. Will had one last year. You had the scoop and score. What's up with the outside linebackers and the nose for the end zone?
Man, so the outside backer is the best room in the building. So, we say that all the time. So, but, seeing him return that interception, I actually was laughing when he was running down because I couldn't believe my eyes that he actually caught a pick six and scored. But, it was a very fun moment, especially as a teammate, too, seeing him, make a play like that. So.
Hey Dallas, do you feel like there's an extra sense of urgency with Texas A&M this week?
I mean, we just gonna treat it like every other week. It's not gonna be our first away game, so we know what type of environment we're going into. Of course, the people that was here 2 years ago, we also know from experience what type of environment it's gonna be. So it's gonna be a very tough environment, but we're gonna treat it just like every other week, though.
Yeah, did you and Will ever have any friendly competitions, and if so, what were those?
Yeah, I mean, I would try, but Will being Will, he gonna get it every time. But of course, last year, it'll always be some type of competition about who gonna get back there first. Who gonna probably get a sack first in the game or something like that. But I just at the end of the day, we always like to see each other shine. So happy for each other no matter what.
Anything else? Last one there.
Quick question about Jalen Milroe. How have you seen him grow? His first start was Texas A&M last year. How have you seen him grow from that game until this game?
Jay Mill, he's growing very fast. He's growing every week, in my opinion. But, I feel like to see him grow, I came in with him. So, just to see him grow from when I first met him to now, it's just something that's very good to see. He invests a lot of time and put in a lot of work to get to where he's at now. So, it just puts a smile on my face, just to see him where he at.
Thanks, Dallas.